the first question here is, will you kind of walk us through getting set up as a broker? So what does that look like from the Mexican process? I can pull up the slide here a little bit, but if you could talk a little bit more about, what information do we need? What are some of the steps that we see people take that make this process go quickly? And then sometimes what kind of holds up this process from getting done?
Sure, of course. So basically there is two type of registration, or setup for for Mexican imports or export. Talking about northbound shipments, it's going from Mexico into the US, export pedimento. Southbound is going into Mexico, import pedimento. So basically there, as Adam mentioned, only the Mexican entities can be allowed to make a formal registration with Mexican customs to be able to export or import. So then, once that they have that registration, there need to, the importer of records, one that they are, or exporter of records, one that they are already set up and approved for making import and export, they need to provide this information to the broker. So the differences between northbound, when you require a northbound shipment in Mexico, or southbound, is literally the same with one main exception. In the southbound shipments going into Mexico, all the list of documentation need to be provided, as you can see there, but the electronic power of attorney need to be, for southbound, need to be filled electronically with SAT, which means that we need to link their Mexican importer or importer of record tax ID with our Mexican broker license. And then that process is that take, as I mentioned, could take 4 to 7 days to be completed and need to be submitted electronically in a web portal of Mexican customs. Then need to be provide all the rest of documentation, tax ID, written power of attorney, a copy of companies granted articles, legal representative IDs, permits, any others. So all that need to be sent by PDF, by email, and usually the customs require to us receive the power of attorney in original. We can receive a copy, but it's highly recommended that the importer of record sign in original to keep in our records all these kind of documents. This is mandatory for law. For the northbound is exactly the same. However, the electronic link for the power of attorney is not necessarily, it's just the reading. For northbound, for southbound need to be registered. But these need to take care for the importer of record and send them to the Mexican customs broker in order to be able to complete the legal file and be able to import or export.